Welcome back to another Minecraft build showcase video. Today I have another special map to show you guys. Uh, this one doesn't really have a name, but let me get into it and show you what it's kind of about. Uh, now this map was made by Buddy4911. All the sand and sandstone and cactus and elements he designed for our arena match. Now, I made the whole court circle around it and all the technicalities behind it, which I'll demonstrate for you guys. This was one of my first complicated redstone maps. Since then, I've made some more, which you guys might have seen already or will see in the future if you're interested. But yeah. So this is where players would actually spawn in. This would be an event for a server or a special server itself. So players would spawn in here. They could look around. Added bushes just to kind of make it look have a nice feel in here, lobby-ish feel, so it's not symmetrical and plain. Over here would be portals so that you could go back to a main lobby. I just put glass since I can't create portals easily with World Edit. But yeah, it gave the effect for the server owners if they wanted to use that. Now over here is like pick a team. This is some fancy redstone that I created. So what you would do is you would just walk in here and you get teleported to the other side of the arena. Now over here I am actually on red team right now. It doesn't display it since the server had custom color tags, but I'm officially on a red team with vanilla command block commands. I can leave the team if I want, or I can just wait here and wait my turn till I'm in the arena. I'll leave a team and stuff like that. Now, these, I can't really demonstrate it since I don't have a lot of players on, but I believe right now it's set up for 2 players. So once 2 players have entered this area, a piston will actually stay retracted out like this and not allow another player to join that color. And that happens for all of these. You can up the teams up to 4 players that I have it set up to, but you could even go more if you rework the wiring some. And you can also make it 1 player. So yeah. Now that's how you join teams. To actually get this arena mode started, it was set up for a tournament style. So the owner of the server would just find out all the colors or all the teams that are activated and what teams are full and ready to go and stuff like that, and he'd put them in a little tournament bracket setup he generated with his own stuff so that it's all completely random. I didn't want to go through Redstone that advanced to make like a bracket tournament style just for a simple event where you can easily just create that yourself. Now here is the admin controls. Over here you can lock the teams, which pushes out all the pistons on all of these so that nobody else can join a team. Well, normally you do that once you've had all the teams sort of figured out. It also kept players from leaving their team so that you couldn't create imbalances and he knew and there wouldn't be issues by accidentally leaving a team. There's 8 teams allowed on this, just to give it a huge big number. Now, he had to do some custom commands, but this is actually set up pretty easily for him than normal to create a tournament bracket. Before that, he'd just make an arena and customly teleport players in one by one, cause problems. Here, you can actually use command blocks. I kind of walked him through how to use this, but in here you just put in the color of the team. Right now it's set to purple on this side, and then on this side he had green. When this was pressed, the teams would teleport into these little pockets. They'd teleport in here. They could just get ready, grab their kit for PvPing, all their equipment, equip up, and yeah, I'll just leave that. uh, Now over here is the countdown timer, which, when activated, makes command block sounds. Also gives you a little marker in the corner of your screen over here. Lights up these one by one. Also lights up these back ones one by one so that the players in here can actually see it if they don't have a good vision there. And it releases these. Let me put this back. So once these are released, they actually can run out here. Both teams are released at the same time, and they're able to run around and just have bows and battles and stuff like that. Once one team was defeated, the other team would be declared the victor, and they'd move up in the bracket. The owner would do that, and the other team would just be dropped out of the bracket. But you could do your brackets differently if you wanted to. You could do whatever you really wanted with the bracket system, since that was handled off site. Now this map, made by Buddy4911, actually is a pretty nice map. I helped him design it, sort of. Gave him some tips while he was building it, while I went around doing all the redstone. He was just playing with me at the time and said, "Hey, can I make the map?" And I'm like, "Sure, if you want. But let me give you some tips so that it actually turns into a good map." So I'll go over the tips real quick so that you can kind of see what's going on. So first off, this is the spawn point. I didn't want it set up so that you could actually see the other team. That way players couldn't fire arrows over or have accurate shots to be able to actually hit the other team while they were just waiting around in their waiting area, or somehow pin them inside their waiting area once the game starts, because that caused a sort of a bad fight scenario, and players couldn't really see that through their little window viewing areas. So you could easily run up here, conquer the little pyramid, or you could hide behind these pillars and bow fight them. You don't have much protection up here since it's easy to walk around on the ground yourself. But that's kind of how it was set up. Now let's take a look at the redstone. I covered most of it up, but over here is the player activators. So how you join a team is over here. Right now it's set up for 2 players. I have it labeled on the other side so that change players per team by repeater placement. So basically you just take this repeater, and if you want 1 player, you set it to 1. If you want 2 players, you set it to 2. 3 players, and if you want 4 players, you just take away the repeater and you're good to go. So that you can have up to 4 players per team. It locks the teams, as I said earlier, when that happens. So yeah, and over here is a lot of wiring mess, but it's the countdown timer, and it's also the player release mechanism, which is kind of timed differently, but sort of work together. I had to make it accurate enough so that both teams would be released at the same time. So I had to use a lot of timing things and whatnot so that players wouldn't have advantage for being released early or late and stuff like that. Over here's the command room, which releases all the commands. Wait, no. No, that's the, yeah. Command room is up above the player releaser. So, yeah, command room and then player releaser. And then on the sides, you just had the normal uh, spectator viewing platforms. Uh, Before I made this, the server owner had another design that he played with that had two different platforms for victors and for spectators. Um, so if you won a tournament, you'd be teleported back into the victor room, and on the other side, you'd just be a spectator if you lost or just didn't want to play but still wanted to watch what was going on, which made it really kind of fun and interesting. The glass I used is light gray, and it actually gives a really good contrast when you're looking through it. Normal glass, as I'll show you, has these lines in it. These are solid lines that aren't transparent, so they're pretty hard to see through. These still have those lines, but you don't really notice them since they're kind of see-through. Also, this one is sort of the lightest color one. White itself is sort of whiter, and you can't see it through it as well, and gray sort of darker, and you still can't see through it as well as these. So this is what I ended up with for glass, so that players could still watch the tournament from basically any angle they wanted. They didn't have to be jumping up and down, trying to do random things so that they could see through the solid lines in regular glass, or just really focus hard trying to look through a dark colored glass. So yeah, it's kind of the map. You can also deactivate the teams easily, and it will reactivate this. If you want new teams, you just put in the new color. The colors are here for his checklist. You can check teams by that. Yeah, I went over all that. The red border is just to sort of demonstrate this is an arena. I went with red just because it felt sort of right. You could do other colors. But yeah. While it was on the server, it was actually used quite a bit for this map, for special event tournaments, which was really fun to see. Another builder actually came in while it was on the server and made a whole nother custom arena map on it as well, so that players would have another thing to fight with, which was really well made as well as this. And it was ice themed with snow and stuff, which looked nice. I don't have access to that since it was built directly on the server. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day.